Hi, Steve Mills here, and welcome to another version of my podcast called Results. It's great to be back and sharing ways that I think I can help you to improve your results. And today, as already mentioned, I'm going to try and sell you something. I know that's not really traditional in a podcast, and in fact, it's the first podcast I've ever done where it's a blatant sale. Most of my podcasts are all about providing advice and information, and really, I suppose, from my point of view, trying to position me as the go-to expert in my particular field. But today, it is all about trying to sell you something, but it's something that, do you know what? I have bought so many times. I've spent literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pounds learning, and it's something that I've spent, I would estimate, to become an expert in something. There's a saying that you need to spend 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours to learn something, and you can be at, international level at sport, or you can be an expert in. And I would say that over the last 25 years, I've probably spent in excess of 20,000 hours studying this subject. And the subject is marketing, and specifically digital marketing. I want to ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being really rubbish, 5 being average, pretty much the same as most business owners, that's the average, and 10 being I'm like the world's leading expert, where would you say you were right now? Where are the people in your business right now on that scale? Because one thing I can tell you is that the rewards for being poor are not poor. The rewards for being poor are pain. If you're really bad at something, if you're really bad with your health, you got dire consequences. If you're bad with a relationship, that person's not going to stick around. If you're bad with your finances, you're going to lose that house or that job. And so the rewards for being poor are just like a million miles away from where you want to be. Here lies the next problem. The rewards for average, if you're okay at anything, the rewards are really poor. Most people are really poor at marketing, and 8 out of 10 businesses go bust within 5 years, and over 50% of them go bust in the first year. So the rewards for being average, the same as everybody else, are really, really poor. So we've got to take a step above that and try and be better than average. And that's really what this is all about. It's about being better than average with your digital marketing. Digital marketing is something that a lot of people say. I hear people saying, well, I don't really get digital marketing and I don't really understand it. Do you know what? That is absolute crap. You can't just be somebody who says, well, I don't get it. Because if you do, that's like saying, I don't want to succeed. I don't want any more money. I don't want to be and have and do all the things that I deserve in my life, because I can't be asked to learn this thing called digital marketing. Now, what is digital marketing? Really, ultimately, it's about generating leads. That's what I'm talking about here, but doing it online. We're in 2019 when I record this podcast, and there is no excuse whatsoever for not understanding this. You need to understand it, even if you're going to outsource it to somebody else. You're going to get a company in to do this for you. You still need a level of knowledge, because if you ever buy anything without understanding it, how do you know what good looks like? How do you know what is good? Because people will come along, and I can tell you this for fact. They'll say, oh yeah, we'll get you on the first page on Google, and we'll do your SEO for you. And the standards that these SEO companies set, and the quality of the service that they offer varies enormously. And so, you don't really want to be in a position where you don't understand what you're buying, because if you are, then you could buy rubbish. And so that's never a good thing to do. So the thing I'm going to try and sell you, and I really hope I'm going to be successful, not particularly for me, but more for you, is to attend something I call my digital marketing masterclass. Now, I run these at various times in the year, but the one I'm promoting right now is on the 29th of May 2019. Now, if you listen to this if you listen to this podcast after that, then don't despair, because, go to my website, stevemills.co, and there'll be another one in the future. So don't worry if you're listening to it after that time. If you are listening to it before that time, then, I strongly recommend that you sign up and come along on the 29th of May. Why would you do that? Well, it's really because some of your marketing doesn't seem to work anymore. You've been doing some stuff in the past, and you know what? It's just not working as well as it was. That would be a good reason. It could also be because, you're not really creating leads from your website. I see so many people say to me, they come up with what I call a bullshit excuse. They say things like, well, our website's just a brochure site. We don't try to win business from it. Why the hell not? Why would you spend, £1,000, £2,000, £10,000 on a website with the objective of not winning any business from it? I just don't get that, because it could win you business, but it just doesn't. You could come along to the event because, you're just not simply creating enough leads. And also, you could come along to the event because you know that you're wasting some, if not all, of your money on marketing. You're just not getting the return on investment that you want. And lastly, you could come along because you really just, as I said at the beginning, don't really get this digital marketing. I hear people talking to me all the time about things like, they'll say, well, I'm on LinkedIn, Steve, but I don't really win any business from it. And again, it's just not good enough. Because, the bottom line is, often in small businesses, in fact, I'd almost say in all businesses, it's not that you're doing the wrong marketing. It's that you're doing the right marketing in the wrong way. And that is such a powerful concept, because if you're like most businesses that I see, you're trying email marketing and think, well, that doesn't work anymore. You go on to LinkedIn and you potter around at that for a little while, then they go, do you know what? I'm not winning any business there. So you go on and try digital AdWords on Google, and you try that for a month and that doesn't work. And then you go over and try Facebook, and you just go like a little butterfly from one flower to another, or from one marketing strategy to another, finding out what's not working, because you won't get it perfect the first time, and therefore you just spend your life going from one thing to another. It's almost like I try and be world champion at tennis, and I spend a few weeks at that, and I don't really seem to get anywhere. So I go and try and be the best player in the world at football. I spend a couple of months at that, and then I go and try and become a motor racing champion, and that lasts a couple of months, and I go and try something else. And do you know what? A lot of really talented people do that in sport, and it never works. They finish up pretty good at everything and never that good at any one thing. And that's really my message. I want you to be really good at creating and converting leads into sales, because if you're serious about growing your business, That's the only way. You can save a little bit of money, sure, but ultimately, if you want to grow your business, you have got to become better at selling and marketing your products and services, or as I like to call it, generating and converting leads into sales. So that's about all I've got to say. If you want to book the workshop, go to my website, www.stevemills.co, click on training, and then scroll down till you find the Digital Marketing Masterclass, and you'll be able to book in there. So thank you ever so much for listening, and I look forward to next time sharing with you some more tips and ideas and ways in which you can grow your business massively. And thank you ever so much for listening.